Hey folks, welcome to Canada's Boxing Channel. Hope everyone's doing well, having a good day. I saw a couple of things in the last few days where there was some speculation about Jack Catteral potentially fighting Harlem Eubank. Well, today, during my lunch break, I was listening to Talk Sport and Jamie Moore, Catteral's trainer, was being interviewed. So I think, that's got a bit of credibility about it. He said he can't confirm that a deal is being done, but he is making some very positive noises about, it's being talked about, yes, but nothing's been actually signed yet. But I think that's, it's worth what? 75% of the way there. That could be an interesting fight. Harlem Eubank is unbeaten, which, as Jamie Moore said, you never know somebody is world-class until they've been at that world-class level. So we don't know what Harlem Eubank could potentially deliver. I thought that was a really good observation that Jamie Moore was making. On the other hand, if you look at Harlem Eubank's quality of opposition, you're not seeing the kind of names that Jack Catteral has fought, right? If we just switch over to Catteral, he lost against Arnold Barboza Jr. back in February. In October of 24, he beats Prograis. May the 24th, he beats Josh Taylor. Many of us would say for the second time, right? In 23, fought Linares and Foley, and in 22, he had that loss to Josh Taylor. That's what the records say, right? He should have been a champion, but he wasn't, and so he has two other fights, and then he has a second bite of the cherry, but by then the belts aren't on the line, So Jack Catteral has had a bad hand, but on the other hand, he's still been in with real quality opposition, and you've got to say that on paper he would be highly favoured to beat Harlem Eubank. They're roughly the same age. Jack Catteral BoxRec is 31. Jamie Moore said he's 32. I can't remember. I didn't look up his date of birth. 5'7". Harlem Eubank is 5'8". Record is 32-0 versus 21-0. What do you think? You think this is a fight that would be a good rebuild fight for Catteral? Jamie Moore says there's no point in waiting around. Jamie Moore says, he's 32 years old. We don't want, I guess he's saying we don't want to take some sort of really easy fight. He said that Jack Catteral is a consummate professional, and that's how he will be able to motivate himself to fight somebody like Harlem Eubank, who hasn't sort of, been at this level. For Harlem Eubank, you've got to think this is just a great opportunity, right? An opportunity to sort of absolutely get into that mix. Anyways, early doors, way too early to do any kind of prediction. I would think that Jack Catteral would be bookies' favourite. Would I be interested in seeing it? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'd like to see what Harlem Eubank can do. And at 31, we sort of need to know. Also, I'd like to see what Jack Catteral's got left. He's had some hard fights. Does he still have a world championship in him? A fight like this will tell us what he's got, right? A fight like this will let us assess whether or not he can go in there with the very, very, very best, or whether maybe he may have peaked already. I think this fight will teach us something about both fighters. So there we go. Those are my initial thoughts. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I'm going to go back and do some afternoon chores outside while it's nice and sunny. So, see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.